What's going on, everybody? It's the Frost Wing here for a SmackDown review for October 21st, 2022 on the road to Crown Jewel. Sure, I'm not going to be watching, but it is what it is. We had ourselves the return of Logan Paul, this tag team championship for the women on the line. Solo Sikoa versus one Sheamus in a banger after banger after banger after banger with consequences to Sheamus for messing with the bloodline. Rey Mysterio is Ludwig Kaiser. I love the way Samantha Urban says his name, just saying. And much more. So we started off with Solo Sikoa versus Sheamus. This was a banger, as we all would be. These two beat the holy hell out of each other. Of course, the Usos were on the outside. The Brawling Brutes were on the outside. Sami Zayn was on the outside. Unfortunately, the Brawling Brutes, the rest of the Brawling Brutes, Sami Zayn tried to distract the referee. The Brawling Brutes pulled him down. They fought with the Usos. The Usos sent them over the announce table. They got buried on the below the announce desk. This allowed Sami Zayn to distract Sheamus without any fair, allowing Solo to kick him in the face, hit a spinning Solo, which is just a spinning Uranagi, aka rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. He picks up the win. After the match, all four men go beat up on Sheamus. Sami and Jimmy grab some chairs. Jay takes the chair. Zayn has Jimmy puts his chair on Sheamus' arm and elbow, up to the elbow. Solo and holds him back. Solo and Sami hold him on the other side, and Jay takes the chair and starts wailing on Sheamus' arm, beating him up and down until Sami pulls the chair away, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Dude, we got him. He's done. He's over." And that was how that happened. So things are getting up closer. This has got to be for War Games. I don't see any other reason why you're going to have War Games coming up, which we're not going to see anything built towards games, which I thought we were going to get starting after Extreme Rules, but then Crown Jewel had to be there, so we had to go through Crown Jewel and then get War Games, which, if I'm correct on this, is 3 weeks after Crown Jewel. Unless it's on a Sunday, because if it's on a Sunday, then it's still 3 weeks. So, no, it would be 4 weeks. I'm sorry, it would be 4 Sunday. If it's on Sunday the 27th, which, so yeah, it is, of course, it is on the 26th. So again, we get 3 Saturdays after Crown Jewel to get built to War Games, which, I mean, they're kind of, we know pretty much it's going to be Damage Control, and maybe 2 others versus Bianca, possibly Asuka, possibly Bliss, and Candice LeRae, and somebody else in a War Games match. Who's that's going to be? We don't know. We're going to find out starting on the 7th of November. They got to really start pushing that. But I was like wondering, how are we going to get to the Brown? Who are we going to get against the Bloodline? Well, the Brawling Brutes, Strowman maybe Logan Paul if they want to go down that route, and Drew McIntyre. That should be your 5. But that is for us to speculate. Up until then, we still have another 2 SmackDowns to go before we get to Crown Jewel, and then we can get to War Games after that. So from back from break, we see the video of Rey Mysterio's win from last week. Vinci says Mysterio is all alone before Kaiser says he stands no chance against Volta. Mysterio says this is a new beginning for him. He says he doesn't appreciate being disrespected. He challenges one of them to a match. Doesn't care which one he faces, and Kaiser says he will beat the disrespect out of him. So we go to the back, and we see in the locker room of the Bloodline, everyone, Solo's just sitting there, he's popping he's cracking his knuckles. The other ones are back there celebrating behind him. Jay seems to be a little bit more not as heated towards Sami Zayn this week. This is the first time I've seen Jay being, more cordial, more fun, more oozy or whatever. And you have Sami Zayn calling Solo Sikoa a gem. This has all been great going forward. Jay says they need, every week they're leveling up. Sami tells Sikoa he's done good and that work is done for the night. Jay says, "What are you talking about, man? The show night has just begun. When Logan Paul gets here, it's time to finish the mission and take him out." And Sami Zayn's about that. This is not me. This is from the Tribal Chief that you are not to engage with Logan Paul at all. You are not to engage at all. He says, "You know what? You're right about one thing. I know hothead, and I guess we'll have to see by the end of the night to see what happens." Back and break, Liv Morgan heads down the ring, and I noticed that she has like bright red lipstick, but it's going out. It doesn't stop at her lips. It goes out a little bit as if she has a crooked Joker-like smile. And turning the Joker, Harley Quinn-like thing. She was wearing gear, and like her bottoms had like that Harley Quinn-like look to them. So maybe she's supposed to be like a Harley Quinn. Someone tried to compare her to what Alexa Bliss did, and I'm like, no. Alexa Bliss, when she was with Bray Wyatt, tried to be like this zombified, spooky horror figure. Liv Morgan is trying to be a nutcase like allied Joker or Harley Quinn. Not even close to the same thing. So you had the match between her and Sonya Deville. This is coming out because of what happened last week when Sonya Deville, for whatever reason, bitched and complained that she had like bitched about the fact that Liv Morgan's had all these opportunities and she continues to fail. And I'm like, you haven't gotten any opportunities. You've had opportunities and you've failed all the time, and you've never been SmackDown Women's Champion. So why the fuck are you bitching? Morgan put to a table and laughed like she's insane. So this match, it went actually through a commercial break. This was a match that had nothing to do with the Women's Championship, and it actually got 2 segments. Holy shit. What is that? That is something I thought I would never see. So basically, Liv Morgan just beats her up, gets her outside, starts beating her around. She's getting very angry, just beating her on the fucking stairs. Referee calls for the bell, double count out. After the match, she tosses several chairs in the ring. Crowd's going crazy and they want tables. She then puts her up on the turnbuckle and hits a superplex, taking her down and laughing maniacally and everything. So it's like, I guess we're taking inspiration from Joker or Harley Quinn for Liv Morgan. Okay. We get a video replay hyping up. We get a video hyping up LA Knights and everything else. So good on them. LA Knights going to be a big megastar. After break, see a video hyping up the Viking Raiders and Sarah Logan. Braun Strowman and heads to the ring. I must have missed the Viking Raiders one. Must have skipped on mine because I swear we went from LA Knight straight to Braun Strowman. I have no idea why. Strowman gets the mic and tells the fans to look at him. No, really look at him. He's not easy to miss or hard to find. He says he heard MVP running his mouth on Raw before calling him and Omos out to the ring. I guess it's Omos now, not Omos. Make up your fucking mind. Ugh. Out comes MVP and he heads to the ring. MVP says he's never referred to him as anything less than a monster of a man. He says he's sure he always been the biggest and the strongest until he was the presence of a Nigerian giant. He says they will be exposed once the fans see him against a literal giant. Strowman says he's had enough. Not enough, and he's more about fighting instead of talking, and challenges him to a match at Crown Jewel to see who's the bigger man. MVP accepts, and on behalf of Strowman, his actions speak louder than words, and challenges him and says, and you're here by yourself. He's like, whoa, I never said the Nigerian giant wasn't here. And out comes him, the two men come face to face, and my God, he makes Braun Strowman look small. Like, Omos cannot work in the ring. Omos sucks, but when you gotta say something, he got fucking hype. And he actually shoves Strowman, and Strowman falls out of the ring, gets on one knee, and he's just like, oh, big boy, okay, I see how it is, alright. That match is happening at Crown Jewel, let's get it over with. Strowman beats him, we get out of this. We get an update. They said they would give an update to Sheamus. He's been taken to a hospital and thrown to a video opening segment. It says he has an elbow, a minor fracture around the elbow. Like I said, he's fine. He'll be here. We're going to get War Games, hopefully, between these two. Part of War Games. Backstage, Kayla Braxton and Drew McIntyre. Braxton asks if he's reprimanded, and he says he was called to WWE headquarters and says, it is made clear that if he and Cross touch one another again, there will be an extreme consequences. He says that all parties agree that this will end, and it will end up Crown Jewel in a steel cage match. Gotta get all the matches out before we get to, War Games. War Games. Can't wait to get started building on that just to see what we're getting. Damage Control versus Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi for the Women's Tag Team Championships. This match was okay. I don't know what it is. It just feels like there's something up with Shotzi. Like, her heart's not in it, it feels like. She's just going through the motions. I don't know what it is. I know she lost a family member like the year before or something, and she probably hasn't recovered from that. I don't know. But it just feels like there's something missing from what this woman's like. I don't know. She just doesn't seem to have it. Raquel's fine. Damage Control did the best they could to carry the match and make it least presentable. Sky plants Shotzi with an air raid crash, moonsault for the 1-2-3, and that's that. Nothing special about the match. We head backstage to Kayla Braxton and Ronda Rousey. And Braxton's asking if she's going to issue an open challenge, and he says, I'll issue an open challenge to prove I'm the best when I feel like it. I don't want the approval of the fans and calls me I'm the best. I will enter an open challenge next week when I feel like it, and I need to get out of Ohio. I'm sorry. When she talks, it's just like I'm trying to fight sleep. We get a video. I missed this because I had to go get some food or something. But apparently, Legado del Fantasma, Escobar says Legado del Fantasma is going in business and says their interest at latest acquisition is Zelina Vega. Vega says she's been successful and that LDF is head and shoulders above everyone else. Escobar says they are fueled by legacy, tradition, and culture. We see Shit Row watching on TV. Shit Dollar. $0 makes fun of all the sides before BFAP says it doesn't matter because she has an idea. So that idea is next week, which is on FS1, mind you, that we're going to have LDF versus Shit Row and a mystery partner. Who that is, I'm going to say right now, Carmelo Hayes is making his debut on SmackDown next week as the newest member of Shit Row. And maybe they won't be a shit because they need something and they ain't got it right now. Rey Mysterio versus Ludwig Kaiser. Just love to say Ludwig Kaiser. Again, Samantha Irvine is great at it. That means this was a really good match. Ludwig Kaiser is great. Rey Mysterio is just a legend, you know. The biggest thing about Rey Mysterio, and I've always wondered this over the last few years since he's been back in WWE, is how he's, like, with all his knee surgeries, all his knee problems he's had over the years, how this guy is still wrestling at the I mean, him being small, I guess, does help with the fact that he's got a small stature, so his body doesn't, like, have to carry as much weight on it. This dude just looks fantastic. Like, he hasn't missed it. Like, he hasn't slowed down at all. And it's just amazing to see him in these matches, and it's how good he still is. Great match here. I want to know why Imperium went from wearing all black, which they should be wearing still, to wearing black-red again. I don't understand it. Well, for whatever reason, they love, like, every time Rey Mysterio wrestles around the cool, I've always mentioned how he's paying homage to Eddie Guerrero. Oh, look at that, he's doing that, paying homage to his good buddy Eddie Guerrero. It's like, we get it, Cole. Shut the fuck up about that. Now, Kaiser was distracting the referee. Walter and Giovanni Vinci were walking over, and Walter was just talking shit to him in German or whatever it is, or Australian or whatever. Ray has a chair and he tosses it. Walter pushes, like, hits it down with one slap. Ray falls down holding his head, like, man. The referee's like, what the fuck happened out here? What the fuck? Vinci gets on the thing, he's like, no, we didn't do anything. You threw it first, and then he's like, you get the fuck out, so they get out. This allows Rey Mysterio to take advantage, hit the 619 in the end, 1-2-3, and picks up the win. Rey Mysterio over Ludwig Kaiser. They announced on the injury, the displaced fraction near his elbow for Sheamus. Logan Paul then heads to the ring for the end of the show. I don't care about Logan Paul. I don't. Now, like I said, when it comes to War Games, I could totally see them trying to get people to want to see him in a War Games match. I mean, Pat McAfee was in a War Games match. Why wouldn't they put Paul? So, he's talking about, he's pretty much talking trash about the Bloodline, every single member of them, how he doesn't have a friend like Sami Zayn. All of a sudden, Jey Uso comes from behind and beats the shit out of him. He's got the upper hand, he's got him down, he's withering pain. When Sami Zayn comes out, hits on him, he's like, Jey, get out of the ring. I told you, you can't do this. This is not coming from me, this is coming from the Tribal Chief. Just get out of the ring. And it looks like Jay's about to do that, but he's about to leave. He turns right around, goes for attack Paul. Logan Paul again. Paul moves out of the way and hits it with one good right hook to the face, and he falls down in a crumpled mess. And Logan jumps out of the ring, happy. He puts his hat back on, jumps out of the ring, and that's how the show goes off the air, with Jay picking his teeth up off the floor. I mean, all I gotta say Roman Reigns will be on SmackDown next week, and Roman Reigns is not going to be happy with Jey Uso because the video footage shows Sami Zayn told him multiple fucking times, get out of the ring, don't do this, get out of the ring, and Jey Uso 100% disobeyed the order that Roman Reigns gave down, put down that he gave to Sami Zayn. So there's going to be some repercussions next Friday, so I hope Jey Uso's ready to face those repercussions next week. Overall, this was a pretty good episode of SmackDown. It seemed to just breeze right by. I'm looking and I'm like, oh shit, Logan Paul's coming out Raw, almost done with the show. I like that about a wrestling show when it doesn't bog down. That's the one thing about Raw that sucks, is that it's 3 hours. If we could chop that hour off. You want to do a pre-show or something every week on SmackDown, on Monday Night Raw for 2 hours and let people come into Monday Night Raw at 9 to 11? That'd be fantastic. Because it'd be 9 to 11, just breeze right through. But we had that extra hour. SmackDown just breezes right through every single... Some weeks. There's some weeks where it's like, get this shit over with. But yeah, I was just like, done, and done. But that is all of your SmackDown review. It was a good show. Next week, they're going to be on FS1. We got ourselves Roman Reigns returning Shit Row versus LDF with a mystery partner, which I am now going to be saying is Carmelo Hayes. I think that's when he makes his debut. And I think there's one other match, but I can't remember what it was. But that is all for review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like, go to like this video. Find me on Minds of the Frowns Club. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrowns Club, and find me on Instagram at TheFrowns Club. And I'll see you guys on Monday for Raw. Until then, Minds of the Frowns, and I'll see you guys later.